Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay. Happy Thursday and welcome to March. I hope everybody is doing well. It always feels like so long when I take the last Thursday off of the month to work on the March videos or to work on any of the monthly videos. And when I come back, it feels like it's been forever. So I'm sure you guys feel the same way as well. But yeah, with that being said, the March videos are done and they are available for purchase. As a reminder, they are $10 a piece. You can also get the full set of all 12 zodiac sign forecasts for only $40. And then I also have just launched a new membership option where you get all of the forecast videos. Also, if I happen to do any specialty videos, you'll get sent those as well automatically. And then you also get 20% off my services, excluding the coaching stuff. So that's going to include visioning consultation or any individual coaching session or any of the coaching program signups that you might want to do. So hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, good day, hello. So I'm not sick. I just finished eating like a protein bar, so all the kernels are getting stuck in my throat. Hopefully this will not hit the mic. Yeah, so those are all up and available. So if you would like to get those new videos, you can go to my website, andersonalchemy.com, and click on the watch tab on the site, and it will give you a drop-down menu for the monthly forecast videos. And you can choose whatever option you want, whether it's an individual video, if it's the full set, or if you want to sign up for the new membership that is there. And so again, it's $10 per sign, $40 for R12, or if you sign up for the membership, it's $50, and that includes any special videos that I might do. You get those automatically, plus the 20% off services. So it's a great deal. I've actually been wanting to do that for a little bit, so now felt like the great time to kind of, well, not really kick off the spring season, but you know, you get it. What else is going on? In this month, I also have the Night with the Oracle event on March 21st, which is a Saturday. So this is going to be the weekend of the spring equinox, which is awesome, right? What I might actually try to do, I mean, ideally what I would do is do a Night with the Oracle event for each changing of the seasons, you know, time permitting, of course, and schedule availability and all that. But I really am curious. I'm excited always, but I'm really curious to see what comes through in terms of messaging, just because technically the day I'll be doing the class, Saturn will have moved into Aquarius. So I'm interested to like kind of feel out what that energy is going to feel like now, because the last time we felt this was 30 years ago, and who really remembers that time unless you're, you know, much older, right? So I'm actually very curious about that. What might be some of the inspired actions or insights that kind of come through. So we will see. But again, that's Saturday, March 21st. It's 5 p.m. I'll be back down at the Salt Lounge in Long Beach. We start at 5 o'clock. Like I said, we go till 7:30, so it's 2.5 hours. It's a great time. And there will also be a live stream option. Basically, like they'll have their laptop with Zoom up, so you can definitely watch, and we'll try to work that out. It won't be recorded though, so you still have to be able to participate live, but that is an option if you want it. Again, go to my website. All that information is actually on the home page if you just scroll down. And I have, you have the option of either clicking on the in-person ticket or the live stream ticket. Let's see, anything else? Anything else? I hope everyone voted. I hope everyone voted. and is choosing to stay engaged in the political process. I know it is not ever a fun process, and this year will not be any different. I do think it's going to be, just based off the astrology, a pretty tumultuous year. I think this particular election cycle in November is going to be rough, just because we do have this Mars retrograde in addition to a Mercury retrograde happening around election time. So just, I'm giving y'all the heads up. Like, just keep yourself as balanced as possible in the process. Low key, I'm still like waiting for spirit to give me different information about how things are going to turn out, but it's remained consistent over the past few years about things actually not changing that much. It's just going to be more of a close call, but that the real change that we are really kind of needing in this country will be happening, you know, in the following cycle. Don't tell me that I'm trying to remain helpful. Listen, I'm still am engaged, and I will continue to be engaged because, you know, we choose our experiences, right? So, like, nothing actually honestly is set in stone. But, you know, when I'm picking up energy about what's to come, and this is across the board, period, what I'm picking up is probability states based on where the bulk of the energy is going. Okay. Oh, hello. I have like all the students, well, not all the students, but so many students in the Lightworker Incubator alumni here. Oh, yeah, I need to talk about that too. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'll circle back around to that. But yeah, so when I'm picking up energy and saying, you know, about what I'm feeling in the spirit, it's not it's a thing based off of energetically, collectively, where we're going, not where, you know, we would want it to be, right? Now, probability states can change, but they do require a lot of influx of energy and a shifting of behavior, mindset, etc. Because it's just like karma, essentially, that we have kind of built up. So, but like I said, the sense that I've gotten this time around is that it will feel like it's very close, but ultimately it's going to swing to be the same, essentially. But that's not to say that we can't change that. It's really just going to depend. I actually I was commenting on a friend of mine's post earlier this morning, and they were sharing like some this Twitter thread about, you know, just like how the for those of you who are Democratic, which I'm assuming is pretty much everybody who follows me, or some variation to the left of center, you know, about how the older generation has been voting and how they have voted recently on Super Tuesday. And they were referencing just a general trauma, especially for those in the South, and how, you know, there's just a sense of wanting to have stability first before you can really address having change, which, you know, I thought was insightful. But the thing for me was looking at that is, you know, definitely the trauma piece, but what I've been surprised at, well, not surprised at, but what I'm actually more so paying attention to and more concerned about are the younger folks. And when I say younger folks, I don't mean the folks under 30. Like, those are, like, to me, you're not grown until you hit 30 and above. I love y'all who are under 30, but 30 and above is, for me, is like when you really like are grown, because you've been around enough now. So I don't really get like tripped up about what folks under 30 are doing. Like, it's just, you know, they're figuring out life, like, let them be. But what I have been really thinking about deeply is the folks in my peer group, which is the 30 to 44. And that low turnout compared to the 45 and up crowd. And I'm just like, we're not doing okay, because we should be the main ones out. We're the ones writing the think pieces. We are the influencers. We are the ones that are driving the economy. We are the culture creators. And if we are not showing up and showing out, that's a problem. That means that we are really burdened. And that's the sense that I get, is like that we're burdened spiritually, we're burdened mentally, we're burdened definitely mentally. I mean, the conversation around mental health and wellness has significantly shifted, obviously, the past couple of years, thankfully. But, you know, burdened emotionally, burdened physically, like just all the things. And collectively, as a group, that 30 to 44 group, we're not doing okay. And I don't know what the answer is just yet, just because I haven't sat with it that much. But, you know, that's essentially what I was, referring to on that that post when I made a comment. Is just like, yeah, like I think that's actually the canary in the coal mine, is that our generation, the ones who have taken on the task of stopping, halting the generational trauma and issues as best as possible, actually looking at it and facing it, trying to survive financially, or if you are surviving financially, to maintain that and to eventually thrive, right? You know, we are bearing the brunt of a lot of the change in a different way than our parents did, right? Our parents definitely did the best that they could, for the most part. But yeah, in terms of the generation of real like revolution on not just a societal level, but also a human level, we're bearing a brunt of a lot of that. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what kind of comes through about that more for me, and how, if any other way than what I'm already doing, I can show up to provide, you know, my own perspective and insight and ways of navigating that and bringing a different perspective to the conversation for long-term change. Yes, we've even coined the struggle is real. Yeah, you know, it's a different thing, but it's there. So yeah, I mean, I'm good. I'm fine. I mean, all things considering, like I'm here. Each day I wake up is a blessing, because the day is never promised. Which is why I always say at the end of this, like, you know, God willing, I'll see you guys next time, because, you know, who knows. But, and it's not fatalistic. It's just like, this is just life. Like, tomorrow's not promised, and the day actually is not promised. But I hope that in the process of this election cycle and every election cycle, that we continue to circle back around to what change really looks like, what healing really looks like, how long it really takes, how hard it really is, and what we really have to do to maintain some level of stability and sanity in the process, and emotional well-being in the process. Yeah, so that's that. Now, since I forgot for some reason, the enrollment for the Lightworker Incubator for the spring semester, which is a new semester offering, is still open, and it will be open through March 17th. So if you're interested in that, classes would begin in April, okay? And I'm saying it's a new semester because the offering is usually only for a January start or a July start, since it's a 6-month program. But, you know, Spirit just asked me to make that as an offering this time around. So if you are feeling the call, maybe you weren't necessarily feeling the pull for the first this first session that started in January, but you kind of want to do it now, you know, definitely go to the website, andersonalchemy.com, click on Lightworker Incubator. All details are there. Pricing and all that. It's only $150 a month, so it's actually quite accessible, as accessible as I can make it, while still, honoring my energetic investment, and yeah, all those things. So, and of course, if you have questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll definitely reply as soon as I am able. Okay. And I think for the July, so the regular summer session, I'll probably open up enrollment mid-April for that. Or actually, no, probably May. Yeah, I'll probably just do May with the nodal change. And then that would close mid-June, right before the eclipse. So, okay. I don't know why my nose is so itchy right now. Okay. Anyway, what tea are y'all drinking, if anything, or what are you drinking? I have a Moroccan mint from Trader Joe's. Hello to everyone that has come in. Please, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, because I would like to shift to being able to stream directly from YouTube as opposed to using this other service. This company, the Lightstream, I do love them, but they've actually just shifted their company structure and pricing structure. So on the free plan, which is what I'm on, I get a max of 4 hours per month to stream. So when I see that I'm getting close to that, I'll have to shift to Instagram just in case, if I'm having longer Oracle talks. But once I pass that 1,000 threshold, and probably more comfortably, then I can go back to streaming directly from YouTube, and that would be ideal. So yes, if you're watching this on the recording, please subscribe. Also, please like the video, because it helps to, it's basically free advertising. It helps it show up in the YouTube ecosystem. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've definitely noticed, and anybody else who is a light worker that is using social media platforms, i.e., I'm talking about Instagram and Facebook, the level of kind of shadow banning and outright censorship is definitely ramping up again. I don't know what it is that we did recently, or what the thing is, but if you notice that you're not seeing folks that you normally follow, especially on Instagram, definitely go to their actual profile page, turn on notifications, or on the post, turn on notifications. I don't remember which it is. I think you have to go to the profile page, but do that. Also check their feed and see if there's a bunch of posts that you haven't seen, and just go through and like those, drop a comment. And that helps to kind of boost the signal again and get us back to being seen more. I try to do that regularly with people that I follow, but even, for me doing that, like, there's still folks that, like, they just refuse to show the feeds for. And I'm like, I can't. But it's what we use for right now. Not complaining. I'm just, being very real and very honest about what we face, especially the women of color light workers. It's not fun. So help us out in that way if you can. Share our stories, share our posts. It's very much appreciated. Again, it's free advertising, and it helps us out a lot as well too. And eventually there will be much more options for creating digital community. And so as those become more and more available and more financially accessible for most of us, you will definitely start to see us migrating. But you probably have already noticed that a lot of us are asking you to, like, join our newsletter. and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because at least YouTube seems to still be cool right now. And stay connected to our website, because we're really having to deal with this pushback. So support us. We ain't scared out here, but just support us where you can. Joe Manuel is drinking Kona coffee. That was the gift with soy creamer from Trader Joe's. Yes, Trader Joe's. I don't think I've ever had Kona coffee. I just got some new coffee from the Pete's brand. It's okay. I'm not like super excited about it, but it's better than what I had before. Water, listen. And hibiscus and lemon balm with some lemon juice. Ooh, that sounds good. Okay. So, I brought out like all the decks and everything, and then I realized that this needed to be a discussion with and for the Archangelic Realm. So I just saw 2121. A lot of our family really need help and support in connecting back to source. Yes. Here for it, nice. There is, and there actually has been for a while, but it has circled back around to my attention that there is a lot of, not a lot, but there's chaos, confusion, and a lack of and a need for more leadership in that space. So I have tissue just in case. Like, I think I'll be fine, but I think for a lot of the angels and archangels, the battles and the level of warfare that, and I'll just say we, because if you don't know, if you're new to following me, we are angels walking the planet. Okay, it's one of our forms. It's our 5th dimensional and 7th dimensional aspects, as well as our 12th dimensional aspects. We are angels in form, among other things, depending on what the background of your individual soul is. But at the very least, we are all angels and emanations of the greater archetypes of the archangels. We're all family. So I'm speaking to you in that context as being a fellow angel, but I'm speaking more so as a leader. In some position of royalty, for lack of a better word, in the Archangelic Realm. So I'm speaking to those folks as council is open. So the level of, spiritual warfare and battle that has been persistent has been tougher than has been expected. We in our own solar system and in this neck of the woods of the galaxy, like we have our own stuff, obviously, but for the things that are not indigenous to this solar system, to this area, to even this galaxy, because it's many different things, that has been a challenge. And there has been a fracturing, there has been a break Not across the board, but enough to have caused a split, separation. Excuse me. And or both and really. Really being at a loss for some of the techniques, the technology, etc., that are being used by the darker energy, darker forces, that in general, on a larger scale, we don't know how to deal with. So, first things first is receiving a message from the Seraphim, because the Seraphim are going to be the progenitors for us, period, as angelics or solar beings. Okay, whatever, but angelics, I'll just say it that way. We'll start with them, and then all right, we're gonna clear out this throat chakra. Then we'll see what comes next. What I'm feeling, what's actually happening is I can almost feel like this wave of grief and or agony that's kind of been in place for a while, that's needing to be expressed by those in the angelic and archangelic realm. Because it's more so feeling like I'm choked up as opposed to throat being cleared. All right, let me check in with y'all. How are you feeling with this? What's showing up for you in your physical body and in your energy field, in your heart space? Is this actually resonating with you? It's interesting because I actually thought I was going to be doing this, speaking to the Archangelic Realm in private. But apparently, this is a message that needs to go out to the world. So I will also ask that once I have the full description box fleshed out and the stream is uploaded, that you guys share far and wide. This resonates. When I called an angel protection this morning, they got frustrated. They get frustrated, angry, or they felt frustrated, angry for being called in for protection, or they're frustrated and angry with their ability or lack thereof in being able to protect. Feeling of resignation. Can you give more clarity about that, Joe Manuel? Ooh, these emotions. My goodness. Okay. I'm glad I brought my tissue box because I actually may have to, while you guys are typing in, this is resonating. Okay, good. I'm going to actually grab my charger because I have a feeling this is going to be a longer session and I don't want to have to get up in the middle. So hold on one second. Whew, okay, these tears are gonna come. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's like, this is not mine. I can assure you. But it's starting to hit. Whew. My goodness. Okay. Archangel Michael was playing this morning, and she felt different. Different. How so? Frustrated that was being attacked. Yeah. But now that you say it, it may have been the struggle to protect. Yeah. As I was listening, like it feels an inner part of me is sighing in resignation at the state of where we are at today. Yeah. So I'll let you guys know like what prompted me to know that I was going to have to speak to the Archangelic Realm. Although at least I thought initially it was going to be private. I was having a session with a healing session with a client earlier this week, and we had done healing work 2 weeks ago, and there was an angel, archangel, not one that I work with personally, but angel, archangel that was assigned to, continue the work and the protection, and they dropped the ball. And they dropped the ball because like there was a level of attack that came in that they couldn't handle. And I remember like when I was in the session and then we were having a discussion with the angel, like I was very much in a space of admonishment because in that particular case, ego came into play with that angel, and instead of actually like looking for and requesting help, they were just thinking that they would be able to handle it, and it's like, no, that's not how this works. Like if you're dealing with something that is either at your level or above, you need to go higher, right? You come from above the problem, not at the level of the problem, right? So I had some words for that one, but basically just had to like be, this is what's up. But some of the information that came through is like this disconnection. Well, one, the absolute shock and surprise of what they encountered, right? Because they just weren't prepared for it, didn't know, didn't understand, and also just this thing of like, okay, well, who's your higher up? Like, who's your supervisor? Like, why are you not going to your supervisor? Whoever is above you, like where is the community to the community? Where is the leadership? Like what's going on? And now for me, like I do have the capability of commanding angelic armies, but like I'm not supposed to be commanding everything, right? Like no individual person is supposed to be commanding everything. That's not how this works. But I'm also just like, what is going on, right? So it was good intel, and eventually, like I was able to soften because I was actually quite upset and disappointed. But I had to really sit and think with that and just be like, okay, I need to actually address the realm because, not that this is a game, it's not a game, but the level of disarray, potentially disconnection, lack of guidance, lack of tools, lack of information, support, or what have you. We got to find a way to come together, be unified again, work together, and see where these other tools and techniques can come in to help us and support us so that we can show up in the best way and support for the realms below, as well as obviously the physical humans, which is the embodied angelic. So, yeah. Oh, sad, like he needed me more than I needed him in this certain way. Oh my God. Oh, okay. All right. Wow. I'm going to get messages from the Seraphim first, and then I'm going to call in a different group as well that doesn't get talked about often, including with myself, but probably means that they're having to step forward now to balance things out. Or that they have the ability to have access to what's needed. This is threading together a few downloads I've been getting, resonates deeply. Nice. Yeah, this whole like portal stuff of darker energies portaling in here, polarity reversals, all that kind of stuff. Hello. I don't think any of the Archangelic Realm really knows how to deal with that because it's not something that, like I said, is indigenous to the system or even probably this arm of the galaxy. So I'm having a tough time. Okay. So for everyone, call in and visualize a dodecahedron surrounding you completely in that cobalt blue, azure blue color. So a dodecahedron is basically a ball made out of all pentagons, so 5-sided polygons, not the stars, but you know, basically you take a square and then you add one more side, that's a pentagon. So a dodecahedron is is that. Okay, so I have the floor. So when I say I have the floor, like while everyone is here and yes, I'm talking to you, I am actually in council. Like what's being shown to me is I am actually in council with the Archangelic Realm. So I am seeing the rows and the choirs of the angels. And I'm here in the center. So I'm speaking to them. Primarily. I'm gonna need more tea. Okay, so please type in the chat to confirm that you do have your dodecahedron set up, please, before I begin. Because best believe there's going to be energy that's lurking that's not trying to have these messages come through. So. I'm gonna wait till I get a couple before I continue. Okay, thank you, Amanda B. I appreciate it. Thank you for the blue heart as well. Somebody else gave a blue heart. I think it was Overflow. Thank you. TG, thank you. Leona, yes, good. Rachel, yes. Elizabeth, yes. Joe, thank you. Overflow, thank you. Okay. So I'm on this live stream. I'm not able to see like the number of people that are here. If you are, if you're watching this and you're choosing not to participate, I request that your access get disconnected. This is a space for consent and agreement. Same hold truths for those of you watching on the replay, because this is a timeless message for the most part until, you know, it shifts. Okay, Amanda, thank you. Hopefully you guys can feel the difference, like how that's actually clearing out a lot of clearing out a lot of stuff, a lot of mess. Okay, Morton, thank you. We're almost completely clear. So again, anyone who is actually not willing to participate and set up protection, and that is just wanting to look or leech off of the experience, I revoke your access now. And everyone else here can also have that same agreement as well about what you consent to and what you do not consent to. This is sacred space and sacred council. This goes for the Archangelic Realm too and the angels. I'm not in the mood today. Like we're not doing this today. If you're not here to listen, not here to do work, not here to receive guidance and blessings and different perspectives and channel messages, you do not need to be here. Not in terms of banishment, but you don't need to be here in council. right. So let's see what the Seraphim are in general wanting to talk to us about, and then we'll get into specifics about specific things we can work on. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to use 2 decks to get these messages out. This might have to be the clarifying deck. Yeah, there's a lot of pull. Which is gonna be best. We'll go back to the other one. Let me see. The counterpart energy then that needs to be able to speak to the gray and black angels. And we'll do it that way. That way I'm really speaking to everyone. Well, I can't take both of those, but that was the 4 of Swords and the Devil card. Four of Swords is the role that I play and that I'm playing right now, the neutral party. Again, multiple cards. So but they're heavy on the Saturn. And the first card that came out was actually a Saturn card. It was, oh, I don't think I showed you before. It was the 8 of Cups. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull the Devil card back out. And the 4 of Swords. I'll stick with what came through. Okay, it's interesting. They're still right next to each other. Okay, cool. All right. So we have essentially heaven and earth. So this is a topic of discussion, the universe card. So literally the connection to source as it relates to the Archangelic Realm, the galactic center, the great central sun. All stars are connected to the great central sun. And these are also galactic level guardianship and oversight. Right up here, essentially the Seraphim. Okay. Saturn here, law and order. So this Saturnian energy is not literally the planet Saturn. It's the archetype. Okay. Additional insight on that is the High Priest. Okay, which is the Taurus energy. So these are the guardians, spiritual guardians, physical guardians. I don't know if you can see. This is like literally a dry cough. It's like nothing. I don't know if you can see on that on the white card, but if you have other decks and you have the world card, they're the same for counterpart of the fixed signs are there. So it's representing basically like the gates or, there's so many different things that you can think about for those four corners. So, and it's Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, same thing here. So that's what these masks in the corner, each of the four corners represents. So again, like the heaven and earth stuff. Eight of Cups representing heaven, the Saturnian energy, Pisces heaven. The Devil card is basically Capricorn, the physical world. And this is literally taking from pure source and creating, or actually taking from pure source, the full potential field, and then creating into the material. For anyone who is just joining in, if anyone, please surround yourself with a cobalt blue or azure blue dodecahedron. So it's basically a ball made up of all pentagons. What I think is basically like a soccer ball, essentially. All the shapes on those, if I remember correctly, are all pentagons. That needs to be that blue color for protection. So part of the intel that I have definitely come across in the past few weeks is excuse me, about the creator beings who seeded the very beginning stages of life here on the planet. And the way that they have presented to me are all feminine beings that are horned, so like basically cows. I'm trying to check in to see if I should actually tell where they're from, just in the interest of. So they're from the Taurus constellation, but they're not the Pleiades. So they are actually from the Hyades. So Hyade, D as in dog, ES as in Sam. Okay. And they're very present here with me now. I mean, they already presented a little while ago, but they are here now. So it's definitely a both and, again, heaven and earth kind of thing, or as above, so below kind of thing. These beings aren't physicalized in the way that we think of them as physicalized. For those who are like on a serious like alien tip, it's not that kind of energy. These are light beings, plasma beings. I don't know how to describe them just yet. Okay. Checking in real quick. How's everybody doing? Is this resonating? I feel like I have to really take my time with this right now, which is fine. It's totally fine. I think one of the important things about this coming through right now is to remind the Archangelic Realm about ultimately where we come from and where our sources are from. As it relates to different things that we address and we look at. No comment? Everybody's good? So I don't know if it's a matter of the Archangelic Realm, you guys having forgotten, or if it's a human thing, or if it really actually is a both and. But my hope is that with me speaking these words and essentially catalyzing a remembrance, both in this council as well as for those who are here in the physical listening, that there's no lag time, that is actually happening concurrently, this remembrance. And just reaffirming, again, also for those who might already know, reaffirming that truth, that reality. Okay. So let's see for the Archangelic Realm in general where we are. Just a quick check-in on our status as it relates to the relationship to these. Well, Ten of Swords. You got Judgment underneath. So, yeah, there's been some conflict. Things have been in disarray for sure. Now, since it's a 10, this also means that this cycle is coming to an end, or in a lot of ways has already finished, but this this is not an easy energy to be in. So for me, this is a confirmation of definitely what I have been feeling and seeing, and what it looks like what a lot of our human brothers and sisters and emanations are also feeling. So my heart definitely goes out to you all. It actually, interesting, I've never gotten this with this card. It actually looks like this distortion is blocking the central sun. It's like this is our sun, this is our home base, our stream of consciousness template. This is, you see the sun icon just underneath that? These black hole beings, this miasma, like all these other whatever is going on. This is a source of distortion in terms of our access to it. I don't necessarily think that that's, I mean, I don't know, I haven't checked in. I don't necessarily think that's happening literally at the galactic center. It's something about our access point, which I definitely have seen. There are many, or I mean, I've seen a few, but I'm sure there are even more portals around our sun, which these negative energies are using to access our solar system in this area of the galaxy. But something about this is affecting our ability to communicate with home base. Okay, so we've been grappling with that. We'll see what the specific instructions for what it is that we can do, if this is a thing that's on its way out, or if we have to actually actively engage with that to push it out. I'm not sure, but I don't want to jump ahead. These messages feel very delicate, so. Maintain your dodecahedron, everyone. Stay connected to your breath. I won't take this, but Six of Wands. Okay. Sun on the bottom. So that actually that's actually good to see, because that means that on a personal level, for the most part, the lower dimensions, meaning below 6 folks, so humanity, that, well, is balanced, okay? So we're good. This hasn't reached down to us. Not to say that there isn't other things we might be dealing with, but we're good. And I'm glad that we're showing up in the 6 energy and not the 5, because that means that we are actually reconnected to deeper level of our soul, cosmic heart, etc. So that work that has been done collectively over this last 6 to 8 months or so, and that integration, especially when Venus went into Aries, that's still holding true. So that's good. Okay, so let's see. For the Seraphim, that came out quick. Yep. Empress, Mother Source. Two of Swords underneath. That's what needs to come in to balance out. And so there, I mean, I pretty much already got the download for who we need to work with next, to help with this, but that very much is a confirmation. So this is for me in this context, because again, I'm addressing the Archangelic Realm right now. This is Mother Source aspect. Okay, and you see all these wings. Seraphim are all over this. You see those horns too, yes? The great cow, giver of life. Cows are always sacred. So there's new light codes, there's new information, there's new intel, there's new technologies. The Seraphim will be in our downloading from Mother Source to support us, in which we can actually use. Okay, are y'all seeing this, yeah? Point blank. Star card. Strength underneath. You look at all the goddesses coming out. Listen, I'm not mad, ladies. Reggie XB Trio, please leave. Thank you. There's new, hold on. Okay, sorry. Well, not sorry, I had to clear that energy. Okay, good. I'm glad this is resonating. Charisse, this is my first time seeing your comment, I think. So please set up a, a cobalt blue or azure blue dodecahedron around you. This is very high council, and there does need to be protection set up in place if we're going to watch this. If you're not able to watch this or participate, then please just watch the recording, assuming you weren't already on earlier, just for safety reasons. Seriously. So just type to confirm either way. Because I actually need to get that before I can continue with that message. Because I can feel this energy lurking. It might have been also that other dude, but this is like specific intel. On it? Okay, great. Please confirm when it is in place, please. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if like you are able to fully listen and engage, but if it's going to be on, it just needs to, you need to have the dodecahedron in place for our protection as well as yours. Thank you. And while I wait for that response, I'm just going to confirm. You good, Charisse? So is it set up, your dodecahedron? Seeing. And there's a bit of a lag on my end, but I only saw you type here. So I just need to get a yes from you that your bubble, your blue bubble is basically in place. Okay, good, thank you. Thanks. So the sense that I'm getting with this and the more physicalized aspect of things is that these new frequencies from Mother Source are being distributed by the Seraphim to specific white dwarfs or other ascended stars, crystalline stars, okay? And they're going to be specific to the regional access that you have in the sky. And I'm speaking to the Archangelic Realm, right? So focus on tuning into where that is, because it's very different and there's not a connection or an attachment to these stars or ascended stars or however you want to look at it. That's where that's going to come through. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to the team. I think it does. So go on a mission. I'm about to send well, you can send some scouts out if you will, but it needs to be like a little mini battalion almost, because they need to be protected and cloaked. Okay, so ultimately, as this reconnection, okay. So not only will that offer new technology, I'll just use that word for right now, technology, tactics, etc., but it also will give a new access point to the Great Central Sun, which will then flood the system with the Mother Source aspect in the level of the stream that comes through, that normally would be coming through from the Great Central Sun to our sun. Okay. Take that, as that resonates for where you have jurisdiction and not. Single card, please. So ultimately, what will this look like and transform into? Single card, please. Once that work is done. Well, I'm just going to be burning through my little 4 hours. This is probably going to be a 2.5 hour stream today. So, I might have to do just this week and next week here on YouTube and then switch to Instagram. Oh, actually, the third week is going to be the spring equinox. So you know what? I might actually just go ahead and do a specialty video. Specialty videos are only $10. If you sign up for the membership, though, you would automatically be sent that along with all the 12 signs. That's what I'll do. And then I'll just try to jump on Instagram to show up more. Not try to, I will. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune. Outcome energy. I love it. Things will shift and change. And again, Wheel of Fortune includes the primary four corners. So you see this consistent message about the, for lack of better phrasing, architects, creators, galactic beings that oversee these processes. Oh, nice. The Hermit, the Mastery. Reconnection to the sun here. I love it. Temperance on the bottom. Yeah, we come back to more integrated space. All right, so this is the heart. The last thing I'm going to pull is the heart of the matter, and basically the message of love from the Seraphim for all of our archangelic brethren, first and foremost, and then by proxy, us humans. Single card, please. Eight of Pentacles. Six of Cups on the bottom. And then Nine of Cups. Yeah, this is a well, I mean, there's a lot of different messages here, but basically, I mean, we go from the Eight of Cups, which is the higher emanation, i.e., the for this reading, the Seraphim, and in the heart of the matter, and you know, final messages as us, the angelic realm, archangelic realm, is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is the, I mean, well, I mean, you know, it's like the Seraphim are our higher selves, if you will. And so we come back into our power, we're strong again. The sun is operating back in the way that it needs to. because that is the energy. This 8 is the energy of the sun. We're back in alignment, and we're back connected to source. There's an overflow of abundance that is available to pour into us, especially where we've been running on E, so to speak. New information, new paths, new timelines, new experiences. I feel like there's a lot more there, but I'm going to switch because I want to monitor and be mindful of my physical energy, because I want to get into specifics about what our focus needs to be in terms of tasks to support this process. And then we'll see how my energy is for the last messages I know I need to tap into. So I just want to check in with everyone first. How is everyone feeling? What about this has been resonating? Also, how are you feeling now? Have you learned anything new? Okay. You are welcome, Martin. Have a good day. So just make sure to release your energy in space, or I'll release it actually for you. Impress message resonated strongly. Have a headache since you've been channeling. Yeah, this is high. I mean, I'm fine because I stay up here, but definitely, yeah, when it's really, really high, it can be a lot of pressure. So take care of yourself, please. Lots of water. But glad it's resonating. I always resonate with your readings. Yay, awesome. I have been really wired lately, trouble sleeping, which is unusual for me. Feeling crown pressure, but a cooling sensation in the heart space. Awesome for that cooling sensation in the heart. Cool. All right, so let's move on. So this is going to be, again, I'm in council with the Archangelic Realm. So, you know, if you feel like you have anything you want to take from that, you can, but this is directives for them. And for the armies. Overall, we need to do a better job about being better, quote unquote, brothers and sisters to our family. Okay. And if that means there needs to be regular council meetings, then that needs to happen. But we need to return back to a unified force, and throughout this process we will. But community connection is always first and foremost. In order for that to occur, we have to get realigned back to the vision. Yeah. So just the thing about the goddess energy, because it's for some reason that I'm specifically not using that word because this isn't a goddess that I'm referring to when I talk about Mother Source. To be very clear, like it's primal energy consciousness that is giving rise to form, to life. There is no name, right? There's no personification. The words mother and father even are only being used to give a feel for what it is. It's really feeling thing, just so you can pick up the vibration. But like at this level, that binary male-female thing is not what it is. So, and that's not an attack on anything or anyone, but I do want to be very clear and very specific. This isn't a goddess that we're dealing with. And it's been very clear, the using Mother Source to help to pull out of that ideology or that framework, that mental framework, because it's bigger. It's presenting many levels for me. I met a Taurus artist recently. Deep connection with him, at conflicts with love connection. I'm a Scorpio, Aquarius rising. Yeah. At first scared almost, but ready for the battle. Listen, that's why we got these dodecahedrons up, because oh goodness. All right. So these messages are going to be specific for how I tend to break down the functions of light workers, i.e. in service to the way shower energy, i.e. bringing in the new, discovering the new, etc. The healer archetype, which is the sustainer or the maintainer or the balancing aspect, and then the transformer or black worker, which is really the transmuter, transformer energy. So not that the archangels are light workers, but that threefold nature of the divine becoming, sustaining, dissolving, and transforming ultimately, because it's both, so that the cycle can repeat, is how these messages in terms of specific functions are going to be coming through for the Archangelic Realm. So that's in addition to the higher order being or higher level being or construct or concept to align with, to keep you on track with that. Let me get all the cards out first and then we'll talk about it. So this is not going to be easy. But we can do it, and we do have the support and the karmic right, meaning cosmic law right, to do so. Okay. One moment. All right, so we are, again, literally in this space of transition between the ending of this kind of strongholds energy and the new that we're stepping into. Okay, enough of what has been blocking this has been broken through. Now we are clear. Now we are aware of what's going on, for the most part, or at least more well informed about what's going on. And more cognizant, especially of where these portals are around the sun. So that's good that we're at this place, because the direction we need to go in, Princess of Swords, and I'll talk about that secondarily, because that is for me a confirmation of the direction I was already picking up in the beginning. We need to go in the Archangelic Realm. So where we are right now collectively is a Six of Cups, which is beautiful. Again, reintegrated. We are whole within ourselves, which is good. No one, for the most part, is damaged in the archangelic and angelic realm. Probably stressed and overworked, but we're good. Interestingly enough, we have King of Pentacles here in the environment, rather, the surrounding energy. So let me check into that. I'm going to wait a second to confirm that. It's a good message, but I feel like there's energy that is trying to actually listen in on that, because this is actually a form of protection. So I'm actually feeling not to say and refer to what this is. But for those of you that know, or if you're getting the downloads, I'm speaking to the people that are watching this live, but there is protection and support here for you. We'll see if I get another way to address this towards the end. Yeah, because it just doesn't feel like the information is safe, like it's going to get hijacked, and I don't want to sabotage what's in place. Okay, so let's start with the Transformers, or that group, right? So those that are helping to remove and clear stuff. So this could be, if you're doing whatever level you're doing clearing work at, whatever dimensional level. as well as here in the physical, clearing the land, clearing souls that are stuck, etc., and increasing the rate of that. We have for you then Five of Pentacles. Okay, so great transmutation energy. A lot of that work and support needs to be with the earth or earth-related beings. Again, take that as it resonates, depending the level that you are working at. Okay. And also know and be mindful of what that would be above your level. And however far above, up to the top. So that you have support, and you can call in support rather, literally. So that you can call in support. You see these birds down here being sent? When you need help, please do not do the ego thing and think that just because you've been able to transmute stuff on behalf of the collective or other groups before that you'll be able to do so. I already had to address somebody about that earlier this week, right? So there is a lot of support there, but that's where you are to focus. Know your level, know who's below, know who's above. Everybody's available to support. Princess of Wands in the kind of higher level supportive energy. It's actually quite interesting. One second. I'm like really starting to take in and see like what's coming through for everybody else, and all of the higher level support energy is fire. That transmutational energy. I mean, we have actually in the center 10 of wands, and it's the Sagittarius, the galactic center, but it's the transformational fire. Transmutational and transformational. So for that higher level, it includes everything that I just referenced in the Five of Pentacles. So there's something here about the cosmic heart. Being able to hold and lead with the fire of that flame. Yeah, that's going to support you actually, is making sure that you maintain that heart connection. Like, obviously, archangels don't have physical hearts or heart chakras, but you get what I mean. Um, that's going to be important to keep you on the right side of cosmic law, first off, and also keep that rate of transmutation healthy and keep you focused. And possibly, and we'll see once I get into the message about this Princess of Swords, you guys may really have to take that information to heart, but we'll see. I don't want to jump ahead. For the healer group or the sustainer group, the ones who are basically like keeping things steady in the midst of all this, transition, you actually have the moon card, which is literally the balancing of the light and the dark. This is also literally Pisces and the full moon and the subconscious, unconscious. I mean, it's like all the things. Okay, so this is interesting message about like maintaining the ground that has been obtained, and then little by little bringing to the divine, bringing to the light, or however you want to look at it, those parts that are needing healing, and just being very methodical and just taking your time with that. But it's like you literally have to be able to balance both. It's not an easy thing to do, but this higher energy thing is the Ace of Wands. So that is literally the pure fire of transformation and transmutation in life. So you've got to stay connected to that so that you can do this work. Because this is a perpetual rising up of what is needing to be addressed from the unhealed, separated aspects, dimensions, etc., so that wholeness can be returned. And your ability to keep that balance is huge. If and or when you start getting bogged down, this Lord Agni kind of vibe or pure primal fire from the galactic center is the thing. Okay. If you're getting too tired or bogged down, that means that you are taking on that karma, which I know the Archangelic Realm, you would know this, but in your fervor to serve humanity and shift the tides of things, you might be, and this could be angels actually, but you might be stepping outside of the bounds of what actually is appropriate, i.e. shifting into martyr savior, which again is all ego, but you have access to that fire, and that can help again to increase the rate of healing. Now you're not the dissolvers of those energies. That's more the you know, the other group, but yeah, stabilizing and balancing that out is a key. Okay, and then for the way shower group, or those who are more so out at the front edge, creating the new, you actually have the Sun card. So primarily for you, I know this is the message I gave earlier about the connection to the stars is those higher level stars is actually for everyone, but specifically this kind of what I'm referring to, the way shower class, or the beginner, the progenitor group of archangels and Archangelic Realm folks. Sun, this star energy is a priority. And the amplification of that. Like once you find that connection, relaying that information and transmitting it to everybody else is huge. It's key. The higher energy is the Temperance card, which is also Sag, again, Galactic Center, but also pure fire. Well, it's actually the balance of the fire and water thing, right? And we do have the birds here at the bottom, fanning those flames. So you guys in particular need to be working also with the Seraphim a lot with this, especially if you're needing help finding the stars. I was just reading the the name at the bottom of this. This is Lord of the Fire of the World. So you also help to support that fire energy too. It's very interesting. All this is coming through, but it's actually not feeling fiery in a sense of like burning everything up or like destructive. It's is really feeling like a revitalization. I also find it very interesting that both the sun and the moon have come out. Healer or sustainer class folks are doing a lot of heavy lifting. And that's usually the greater group of work. Excuse me. Transformers, transmuters, not as much. Like, I mean, you have work to do, but it's very specific. So, but it for the healer group, like it feels a lot. So Waysure group, this sun energy is really important. Everybody is needing to tap into the fire energy regardless. But Waysure is you've got to hold the light and amplify it in a big way. Like really, truly. Okay. Cool. Let me do a quick check-in. Is that resonating? We're coming up on that 2-hour mark, so I think I'm gonna finish. Well, not I think I'm gonna shift now to these last messages because that feels like that's gonna be the last message about what ultimately we are also needing to shift to in terms of I don't know if possibly balance of power. But relying on maybe resources that we haven't been as actively engaged with for a while. I'm speaking of that from my perspective, but I wonder if that's also been the case with you all. So we'll see. Way show a strong resonance, shooting pain up from the root chakra when you showed the sun card. Did we talk about your path, Leona? I don't remember. Okay, let me change this energy real quick. Again, please maintain your dodecahedrons of that cobalt blue or azure color. Please and thank you. Oh, okay, we did. I don't remember because I rarely remember folk stuff, but I'm glad we talked about it so you know what you are. Predominantly. Because we all play different roles at different times, but there's usually one or two that we do more often than not. If anyone hasn't actually done a Lightworker Path session with me, I do offer that service. It's on the Getting Started page of my website. Okay. So the sense that I was getting in terms of where this shift in the Archangelic Realm is needing to happen is working with more of the quotes feminine aspects of the angels. Now, when we're talking about the archangels, they present however they're going to present to an individual based off of connection. So for me, they embody the full spectrum. Okay. Easiest example to reference would be Gabriel. Gabriel may show up as more of a masculine energy to some, others will be more of a feminine, again, depending. When we come down the dimensions, there can be a little bit more coalescing into a specific kind of emanation, either, you know, more masculine, more feminine, or more androgynous, non-binary. Again, depending. So that's how my angelic energy is, like my higher, like all, not all my high levels, but my 5th and 7th angelic levels are decidedly androgynous, and they can swing with a slight tinge of feminine or masculine, depending. You know. The names that we give the archangels are based on Hebrew. Okay. So the EL at the end is the masculine, or what we would associate as the masculine form. ELLA, or AH, however you want to think about it, is going to lean you more towards the feminine. Again, simple example with Gabriel or Gabriel, this would be Gabriella, right? Michael or Michael would be Michaela. So that may resonate. If not, there may also be other names that are given. There's no right or wrong. But essentially just the concept of the feminine. So the feminine principle, the feminine aspects, feminine counterparts, the feminine archangels, however you want to view it. Just like with us, with all soul beings, they are the fuel that gives rise to the outward manifestation of the thing. Okay, so it is the feminine aspect of what we call Michael, so Michaela, if you want to use that, is the fuel, is the base, the soul, whatever, that gives rise to what we perceive as Michael. It is Gabriella, or whatever other name you want to use, because there are other names, right? So that's why I want to that people have used. I just like to keep things simple, so I just add the A, LA, or AH, or whatever at the end. I don't like to complicate things, because again, it's more about the feel, okay, than the language, because the language is a bastardization and a construct of so many different things. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. But yeah, so same thing for Gabriella. That essence, that energy is what gives rise to what we perceive as Gabriel. Now, in general, what gets addressed, and this is also for the same with me, we address the manifestation aspects, or the masculine aspects, okay? And not so much tapping into or calling in or forth the feminine aspects. Whether you want to think of it as a emanation, or the source of those things, or as separate angels. It's neither here nor there, to be honest. So there is a a call to the return of working with and embodying more of including into the conversation as they arrive to this council to create more balance. And I hope that everyone can actually see like how that actually has drastically shifted the energy, just acknowledging what that is and how that brings balance. This is what home feels like. This is what being connected more so to our energy feels like. So needing to be more front and center here, both to them, but also to the quote unquote masculine energies, allowing it in, or also asking for help because the egos right now. Like we've moved past this. We know, we get it. So let's see now then what they have to say. And when I say they, I'm referring to our feminine archangels. I'm going to get that Princess of Swords back. Because right now it's just at the Princess of Swords, so it's not fully realized. If it was, it would be a king or queen energy showing up, yeah? But that's okay. Is this resonating with folks? I mean, I'm still going to continue with the messages if it's not, but it's just good to check in. No feedback? Okay. Everywhere in here may actually have to call in the feminine archangelic realm for anybody that's still here. So just type in the chat when you've done that. Okay, well, you know, you're good. Anybody else that's still here? I know we're going long, so folks might have dropped out. I'll give another minute or so. Okay. Might have thinned out the crowd, so it's good. All right. Okay, yeah, so we can go. Cool. What do they want to talk with us about? In general. Oh, interesting. They want to communicate. Eight of Swords. Listen, they are ready. They are ready, and they actually have been getting a lot of what I was checking in with before I spoke to you guys again was just seeing like how quickly they were removing some stuff and recalibrating some things because they have different ways of working and things to do. So not only is there communication that is definitely open and available, so again, we all need to be working together. But they also have their own messages and tools, techniques, etc. From right Galactic Center for us. Okay, so let's see where we are as a collective angelic and archangelic realm in relationship to them. I'm trying not to have this mic hit my beads because I noticed that was happening with my March videos. Interesting, 9 of Cups, but 9 of Swords on the bottom. I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Like for some, there has been a connection. For others, there hasn't. Because double 9 is very independent energy. This 9 of Cups in this card is actually a little bit more chaotic, though, compared to the one in the other deck. Because all the cups are not connected by the waters, whereas in the other deck they are. Which is interesting. Let's see what they've been doing. Three of Wands. Connection to the sun. Establishing their strength. Holding power. This is also the Ascended Heart as well. And they are sitting in that fire energy again. Magician as the trying to actually get a chance to formulate what that was going to be. So this is as this communication gets established or reopened or strengthened, whatever it's going to be looking like, can be back in a position of creating. and really shaping reality. Heart of the Matter, King of Cups, and then we're back to the Eight of Cups here. King of Cups and the Heart of the Matter. Again, it's that Scorpio, but it's also so much bird energy in this, so that angelic energy here. And this is the Prince of the Chariot of Waters. So this is really supporting the greater work above and below, as you can see. And this king is facing that serpent, negative serpent energy. Okay. Also, that King of Cups as Scorpio is just archetypally, it's a good reminder that it's the water, the formless, the void, which gives rise to the fire of Sagittarius. Right? So that's going to be the fuel to the fire, as I mentioned. So it looks like just, being open to those messages, and the connection, the tasks are the same, but there is additionally more support that's available by actively engaging with the soul of the archangel, if you will, or the Archangelic Realm. Okay, I think as I stop shuffling, it ends right on the Empress. So yes, I'll stop there. And I'm going to just do closing guidance with the Thoth deck. All right, it's literally 12:21, so we are finishing up here. Any questions about these messages? So not personal stuff. This is not the day for the personal, apparently. But any questions about what has come through? Then I'm going to bounce. Side note, I love that little emoji, Charisse. That's adorable. And those colors are badass too. No questions? We're good? Makes sense? I know this isn't direct counsel to folks, but I mean, okay. Okay, so I was just getting a sense of like where we've been, where we are, where we're going, just to close. Nine of Pentacles, where we've been. doing our own thing, not necessarily being connected to our community, working with our brothers and sisters here. Okay. And as a consequence, not having the full breadth and weight of the power that we hold in the Archangelic Realm. Where we are now is a choice point. We get to choose what path we're going to take. Are we going to move forward, coming back into our collective sovereignty, or no? Thank you for the yes. Where we're going, this is the Judgment card or the Aeon card in this deck. So this is the kind of child of God energy too, but obviously in the context for you guys, because the God energy would be the galactic center. So you as child of God with this. Okay, so we are in the process of claiming and re-inheriting, well, reclaiming throne, but also re-inheriting, reclaiming, inheriting a throne, but also getting a new throne for what's next. And we're at the beginning stages of that. We will grow and develop and get stronger through that process. But use the help, the bigger help, in particular from Mother Source in this process. And in that way, that continues to help and protect and support the new life coming in and through on the lower levels. Yep. So the birthing from this cocoon is going to come shortly. So it's, we have to get to work, especially if you want to make the most use of the coming change, the coming transit. Because we are now in a period of expansion and growth now that we've given this yes, essentially. Okay, so that concludes this Galactic Council for the Archangelic Realm. I love you all. I bless you all. I thank you all for this time and your presence. Please share these messages to your teams who, for whatever reason, were not able to be here, whether they are planet Earth or other regions of the galaxy. Okay. Yeah. I think that's it. Awesome. So I'm going to close my connection to, for the purposes of this transmission, my connection to the Archangelic Realm, the Seraphim, and the Feminine's energies of the Archangelic Realm. And releasing and removing the dodecahedron. Oh, 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so that is my cue. Hope everybody is doing well. And enjoy that message. I will get all the pertinent links and all the information in the description box. And of course, I do ask that you share this with anybody who you feel would really be resonant, especially fellow light workers. All right. Again, love you all, and God willing, I'll see you next time. Bye.